a specific frequency to affect the way we behave. It's true with a specific subliminal frequency.
I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. And there was given him dominion and glory, and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed.
Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to us younger brothers. And peace and blessings and salutation to the hopeful elect out there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, pushing to get up out of there. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners, whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. Alright, and what I want to get into today is going into the book of Proverbs 27 and 27. Alright, and it reads, a person who is full refuses honey, but even bitter food tastes sweet to the hungry. Okay, and I want to go at this scripture in two ways, because it touches on two different scenarios. It says a person who is full refuses honey, but even bitter food tastes sweet to the hungry. All right, and one thing that we see in this world, because we know food, can be referred to as doctrine. Even going back to the garden. All right, Eve, partaking in the fruit, or she partook in the fruit. All right, of bitterness. And it shows you that she had some type of wicked hunger within inside her. Okay, and that she fulfilled her wickedness by eating, the doctrine of wickedness, man. So our people, we grow up in this culture, to where, because when you're hungry, that's a situation of desperation. All right, and Esau has created, a system where majority of our people, grow up in desperation. Okay, and they develop a hunger, okay, and their hunger is a hunger for wickedness. Okay, Esau cultivates us to have an appetite for wickedness in this society, and he gets our people to demoralize themselves, okay, for this wicked fruit, and it tastes bitter. It tastes sweet to them, okay, even though it causes bitter effects. Okay, let's go here. This is Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 20. It says, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. And Esau puts, a way, before our people, okay, that only causes bitterness, that causes continued poverty, all right, it causes violence, causes dysfunction, no structure, okay, but he presents it as if it's something sweet, okay, to someone that's desperate, okay, it does taste sweet to them, okay, so our people, have, called chaos peace. You see, now people call chaos peace in the norm, okay, because of Esau. Edom has presented a way of bitterness as a way of sweetness, okay, and they're just like the artificial food he makes, the candy, it tastes, it stimulates the taste buds, okay, but the results is bitterness, is pain, is suffering, the teeth decay. Well, this is what this man did to our people as a culture. He gave them a way, that stimulates, their senses, their taste buds. Okay, but in the end, it causes rottenness and bitterness, man. You see? Let's go here to the book, all right, of Baruch. All right, this is the book of Baruch, chapter 3, all right, in verse 9. Okay, it says, "Hear Israel, the commandments of life." Okay, the true bread of life, which is Yahweh Shai. Okay, because through Yahweh Shai, we come back to life. We've been revived. Okay, it says, "Give ear to understand wisdom. How happeneth it, Israel, that thou art in thy enemy's land, that thou art waxen old in a strange country, that thou art defiled with the dead, that thou art counted with them that go down into the grave." And how are our people in this condition? Okay, by continue partaking in the bread of wickedness, man. And Esau, has made it, sweet. Okay, but it causes bitterness, man. It says, "Thou hast forsaken the fountain of wisdom, living waters." And our people continue to forsake the fountain of wisdom, and the Lord has his wisdom gushing out in the earth, man. The earth is being flooded with righteousness, man, with living waters, man. Okay, the bread of life is being distributed. Okay, the Lord has opened up a buffet of truth. Okay, but our people, they destroy themselves on the buffet of lies, man. Okay, it says, "Thou hast forsaken the fountain of wisdom. For if thou hadst walked in the way of the Most High, thou shouldst have dwelled in peace forever." Okay, so we've embarked, in the ways of Yahweh B'Shem Al-Shah, which will lead to immortality. It's like immortality, all right, literally, man. Okay, and it's a way that produces peace. Okay, and this truth has bitterness, but this bitterness heals us, man. Just as the bitter herbs. Okay, not the bitterness that destroys us, like the ways of Esau. Okay, so we, all right, now understand, that there's a way, all right, that's above this way that we've been given. Okay, that leads to life, that leads to peace. Okay, we eat, we partake in Yahweh Shai. We buffet with Yahweh Shai. We sup with Yahweh Shai, man. Okay, and we become upgraded. See, this is the way. And we become full off that way, and we don't want anything else, man. That's why you go here to the book of St. John. All right, chapter 10. St. John 10. 4. Salaki. St. John chapter 4. And verse start at 13. St. John 4 and 13. It says, "Yahweh Shai answered and said unto her, Whosoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again." They was at a well. So he was talking about drinking, physical water. All right. "But whosoever drinketh the water that I shall give him shall never thirst again, but the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life." St. John 4 and 14. 144, man. Okay, so as we partake in these living waters, we become satisfied. We're not curious about other doctrines. Okay, we refuse to indulge in anything other than this. We're satisfied with this doctrine, man. Okay, like someone that's satisfied, that has eaten, a rich meal. They're good. They don't need anything else. Okay, so we partaking in this true word, all right, in the true doctrine and the bread of life, we're full. Okay, we don't want nothing from Esau's menu anymore. All right, we're satisfied with this. You see? And this is the condition that this truth has us in, to where we're satisfied, with the truth of Yahweh Bashim Al Shah. Okay? Let's go here. And we only have one thirst now, and that's a thirst for righteousness, man. Matthew 5. All right, and I started at 5. It says, the Most High blesses those who are humble. This is the NLT. For they will inherit the whole earth. And this doctrine is leading to global rulership, man. Forever. A dominion, a world dominion forever in righteousness, man. Okay? This is what, the living waters are leading to, man. Okay? And our people that partake, in the bread of the devil, okay, it only leads to death. It's only going to lead to torment. Okay, there's people that's partaking, all right, in the buffet of wickedness, and it's leading to nuclear destruction, man. People are gonna get nuked sitting at the table with Esau, man. Okay, but as we sup with Yahweh Shah, man, it's leading, all right, to us being changed, man. Okay, there's a major difference, man. Okay, it says, verse 6, the Most High blesses those who hunger and thirst for justice, for they will be satisfied, man. So we've developed an appetite, okay, for righteousness, man. We thirst for that. When we wake up in the morning, we thirst for that, man. First thing we do, do a lesson or look for a video to listen to, something to read, throughout the day. Okay, that's what we develop a thirst for now, man. Okay, it's righteousness, man. Okay, and it's through Yahweh Shah. So going back to Proverbs 27, all right, and 7, it says, a person who is full refuses honey. See, we're full. We're content with Yahweh Bashim Al Shah. Okay, let's see. The sated, okay, a man sated in the Hebrew is Shabbat. All right, which is satisfied. Okay, satisfied. Okay, full. Okay, satisfied, man. You see? So it says, a person who is full refuses honey, but even bitter food tastes sweet to the hungry, man. Okay, so we refuse the honey. All right, the sweetness of Esau Edom. Okay, and we're satisfied with Yahweh Shah. Okay. So Lord will, you brothers and you sisters edified till the next time I say Shalom. Kwam Yashala, Abab, Abal, soon Shalom.